Welcome to Defending Digital. I'm Chad Warner. Today I'd like to share with you online privacy advice from the book The Smart Girl's Guide to Privacy: Practical Tips for Staying Safe Online by Violet Blue. This book contains online privacy advice aimed at females, but it's relevant to males as well. It's for mature readers, given the frequent mentions of sexual topics and profanity. It's a bit dated since it was first published in 2014, but even taking that into account, it's not as informative or helpful as other online privacy books I've read. Blue, an investigative journalist, describes the book as, quote, a guide to making sure you don't share too much. You'll learn how to look good to potential employers or potential dates and safeguard your privacy from sleazy marketers, unethical megacorporations, scammers, stalkers, and anyone who wants to silence women online, end quote. She explains that, quote, the sad fact is that women have more reasons to be concerned about online privacy than men do, because women are at greater risk for physical violence and are directly targeted more often than men. Women are more likely than men to be singled out online for stalking, harassment, invasions of privacy, and threats of physical violence, end quote. Sadly, she speaks from personal experience. She says, quote, I was cyberstalked, threatened, abused, and harassed online by two creeps, a man and a woman who met each other while attacking me for over a year, end quote. Now, I'd like to go through the book chapter by chapter and share my notes from each chapter. From the chapter, Get Smart. Use different email addresses for different online accounts. You can set them to forward to the addresses that you actually check. View your social media profiles as someone else, and then adjust your privacy settings. Put tape, sticky notes, or stickers over all the cameras that face you. That's your phone, laptop, tablet, Kindle, etc. Never scan or photograph your ID and send it to anyone online. You're not legally required to show it. If you must send it to someone, black out your photo and ID number. Use a password manager like 1Password, LastPass, or KeePass. From the chapter, You Got Hacked. If you have a website, enable Whois Privacy. Don't link apps to social media accounts. If someone cracks one app or account, they could get access to others. Think carefully before allowing apps access to your Google and Apple accounts. If you need data recovered from a hard drive, use a reputable company like Drive Savers. Expect to pay $1,500 or more. From the chapter Female Trouble. Drown unwanted content online about you by producing more content about yourself that's positive. Ask that unwanted online content about you be taken down by sending each website and its host a takedown request. You might find the information for how to do so in the website's terms of service, privacy policy, or a separate DMCA policy. When a website doesn't have one, send your takedown request via email to abuse@domain.com, dmca@domain.com, and admin@domain.com, and send a physical copy to any address that you can find for the website. Reputation Defender is the biggest business doing reputation cleanup. Consider using privacy companies such as Abeen, which removes your private information from people search websites. And just a note that I have links for many of the items that are mentioned in this book summary in the blog post that goes along with this episode at defendingdigital.com. From the chapter Identity Theft. What to do if you suspect identity theft. 1. Freeze all the compromised accounts. 2. Place a fraud alert on your credit. 3. Order your credit reports and note anything that is incorrect. 4. Create an identity theft report with the FTC. 5. Use your credit reports and identity theft report to fix your credit reports and get information about the thief. 6. Call the appropriate authorities. You can call the IRS at 1-800-908-4490 and the Social Security Administration at 1-800-269-0271. And 7, alert businesses that are involved in fraudulent charges. If your device is lost or stolen, change your passwords for the accounts that can be accessed from that device. Apple and Google provide anti-theft apps, and there are other options including Lookout, Kaspersky, McAfee, AVG, Where's My Droid, and Prey. Before you pass on a phone, wipe or reset it. Make sure you wipe or remove the SD card, and also remove the SIM card. From the chapter How to Share. Before you permanently stop using a website, delete your account. Don't just disable it. Before you pass a device on, check the device manufacturer's website for steps to permanently delete its data. From the chapter Dating and Sexy Time, privacy browser plugins and extensions. AdBlock Plus blocks ads and tracking for most advertisers. AppLock is another option. AVG Privacy Fix manages all social media privacy settings. Blur blocks tracking, password management, disposable email addresses, and much more. BugMeNot bypasses the sign-on that websites require your info to simply read a page. Cocoon blocks tracking and offers disposable email addresses. Disconnect blocks Facebook tracking. Do Not Track is a setting that you can enable. DuckDuckGo is a non-tracking search engine. Ghostery alerts you to bugs, tracking, and ad networks on sites that you visit, but it can be overwhelming and controversially resells anonymized user metrics. And finally, HTTPS Everywhere enables encryption automatically on sites that support it. From the chapter Ninja Tricks, try one-time use disposable credit cards. Consider a masked card. Blur allows you to create unique disposable credit cards in specific amounts. They work like prepaid gift cards. Set up a mailing address that's different from your home address to minimize the risk of identity theft, stalking, etc. Rent a mailbox at your local post office or somewhere like a UPS store. Consider a free VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol, phone number. You can forward it as necessary. Skype is inexpensive and Google Voice is free. Another option is a disposable masking phone number service like Burner, which lets you create a temporary phone number. Mailvelope is a browser extension that allows secure email. Keep online messaging secure with off-the-record OTR messaging. Protect your identity by using the free Tor browser or apps that use Tor, like Orbot for Android. When comparing VPN options, read recent reviews at Torrent Freak. Another option to consider is Cocoon, which hides your IP address. To limit tracking by Facebook and similar sites, use them in a separate browser, or use browser extensions that block Facebook's cookies. From the chapter I Hate Passwords, refuse to provide your passwords to anyone who asks for them, unless you know that it's against the law not to. It's illegal for employers to ask for your personal passwords. If you found this summary helpful, you can read the book, The Smart Girl's Guide to Privacy, Practical Tips for Staying Safe Online by Violet Blue. And you can find a link to that in the blog post that goes along with this episode at defendingdigital.com. Also on the resources page at defendingdigital.com, there are many privacy and cybersecurity books which you can check out. So what should you do? I've selected a few top tips from the book. 1. View your social media profiles as someone else and then adjust your privacy settings. 2. Put tape, sticky notes, or stickers over all the cameras that face you: phone, laptop, tablet, Kindle, etc. 3. Use a password manager like 1Password, LastPass, or KeePass. And you can also see a post that I did about LastPass at defendingdigital.com. 4. Don't link apps and sites to social media accounts. If someone cracks one app or account, they could get access to others. Think carefully before allowing apps to access your Google and Apple accounts. 5. If you suspect identity theft, follow the steps described earlier. 6. If your device is lost or stolen, change your passwords for the accounts that can be accessed from that device. 7. Enable the anti-theft features in your device, or consider third-party anti-theft apps from Lookout, Kaspersky, McAfee, AVG, Where's My Droid, and Prey. 8. Before you permanently stop using a website, delete your account. Don't just disable it. 9. Before you pass a device on, check the device manufacturer's website for steps to permanently delete its data. 10. Before you pass a phone on, wipe or reset it. Wipe or remove the SD card, and remove the SIM card. 11. Install one or more privacy browser extensions. You can see those that were listed earlier, and also consider Privacy Badger. 12. To limit tracking by Facebook and similar sites, use them in a separate browser, or use browser extensions that block Facebook's cookies. And 13. To minimize risk of identity theft, stalking, etc., consider setting up a mailing address that's different from your home address. You can rent a mailbox at your local post office or somewhere like a UPS store. You can see all of these notes as well as find links to the book at defendingdigital.com. And thanks for listening to the episode. If you're enjoying the Defending Digital podcast, I would love it if you would share it with a friend, send them a link to the website, or just mention it to them and have them go find it in their podcast app. And thanks for passing along the word.